This is a story about one man and his vision. That man is James Jarvis, and his vision is the acoustic piano. James has composed and performed on the piano for over 50 years. To say he has passion and commitment to the piano is an understatement. Come follow us as we look into the life of James Jarvis and the ways of the piano.
Something new I was just working on, so I'll share it, okay? I'm James, by the way. Hello, James. Oh, it's good to meet you. All right. This is Alexa. She's over here filming me.
Hello.
I have your permission to be in the documentary, right? Sure. Okay.
They're not in the shot.
No, you're not. You're over there. She's pointing you here. So. Okay.
So I had the pleasure of obviously writing a story about James for Salt Magazine when I was working for them, and it was turned out to be one of my favorites mostly because I got to just listen to James play the piano so much. You know, he's a really talented player and has got a real feel for it, and what he does is really kind of unique in a musical frame. Like he's doing totally his own thing. You know, which a lot of musicians, you know, we play other people's songs, especially when we're getting started, or you know, people want to hear kind of the same top 40 hits, you know. So a lot of people will just play those, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, I'm in a couple bands that do that, but the most fun that you can have with music is doing your own thing. You know, playing original music and you know, really trying to say something that hasn't been said before. And so that's kind of what James has done from the beginning.
Hello, I'm James Jarvis, jazz pianist, performer, and composer. I'm sitting here at the Cape Fear Piano Shop in Wilmington, North Carolina. Hello there, I'm James Jarvis. I'm a jazz pianist, composer, and performer. I'm here at Old Books on Front Street in Wilmington, North Carolina. Come on inside, let's check it out.
So, I mean, right now you can hear vaguely in the background the sound of somebody playing the piano that lives in Old Books on Front Street. Her name is Estelle because she is a star. She is a Yamaha, and the way she came to live here is one of those kind of mythical stories that you don't believe are real. Almost 10 years ago, a man who at that point in time I had not met, named James Jarvis, walked into the bookstore and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a place for my piano to live where I can play it and other people can play it and we can have a public art experience. And I was wondering if, you know, you had any ideas where I could do that downtown."
Had this collection of pianos that he possessed per se, but I wouldn't say he possessed, more so he let the energy out of by putting them where they needed to be.
That was sort of the situation I thought we had, because, I mean, a piano is one, expensive, and two, very difficult to move. And he said, "Okay, great, I'll see you next week." And he walked out, and I didn't hear anything else, and I was like, okay, just some guy trying out dialogue, whatever you want to call it. And then a week later, a truck rolls up, and James and 3 guys unload Estelle. And I was like, well, that's the last time I will doubt James Jarvis when he says he's going to do something. And he said, I want to play Sundays. I play original music. I don't play requests. I don't play Billy Joel. And I was like, okay, it's your piano, whatever you want to do. Having people trying something creatively is it makes the air feel magical when people are doing it, whether it's singing or drawing or writing or playing an instrument like that. As creativity is happening, it's magical and you can feel it in the air.
I've been a student of the piano for over 50 years, and it's been quite a journey, and I've enjoyed it immensely. The one thing about the piano that I find that always kept me coming back was all the different tonal, subtle nuances of sound that I could create with the piano. It's like having a huge choir for me to conduct, and it's something that I never tire of going back to.
His approach to music I always found really interesting. I hadn't met many people that really held music like that. His relationship with music, it's almost in a spiritual way. The way the music is an extension of his spirit, and more so on that, the way the instrument is an extension of his spirit. The way he would talk about how instruments have a life and a spirit to them, and the way that his body and his spirit would interact with the piano. So I always found that really interesting.
I was at a day job selling pianos professionally for years, and when I got to a certain age where I could retire, so-called retired, I was still very involved with performance, but I thought, hey, I've got extra time, let's teach. It's a great time to give back a little bit. And so I had, for about 2 years, here at Old Books, I taught piano and through the afternoons on the weekdays, and it was a great experience. Oh, come on down here, left hand.
started off by showing me a couple of chords and basic hand movements. And then he just started to play songs with each other or make music.
Ready? Let's go to G minor. That's it.
But I really learned the feel of the piano versus different instruments. Learn how, like, anywhere you go, you'll hear, if you hear a different instrument, you'll always relate it back to the piano, and how you can play that on the piano, but you can't play that on, let's say I heard something on the flute, that I wanted to play it on the piano, but I couldn't play it on the cello. But if I wanted to do something on the cello, I could do it on the piano.
I changed with the leg, yeah.
When you really think about it, it has so many different sounds. Like, you could relate it to pretty much any instrument or anything, really.
Okay, let's wish for the sun. Come on, son. Let's give it in a D major. Give me a little sunshine. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what he did on this hand.
It sounds
But-
familiar.
He definitely did that song. He was playing it at a nightclub, and as he said, this old blues guy came over and said, "That sounds like butterflies," and that's how he got the name Butterflies from the
Butterflies. And when she's laughing because we've talked about this, I was playing in a wine bar, cool hip place, and this old guy, this old blues guy, I told you that story, comes up after I played that, whispered, "That should be called Butterflies." And I hadn't named it yet, so it was like, yeah, I get it. You know, I get the butterfly part, don't you? Just hear him just fluttering away, huh?
As somebody that also improvises and puts a lot of time into improvisational use of the instrument, I think that's always inspired me. That here's this person in a different part of their life that has been also greatly afflicted by the deep connection to music and sound through the wonderful instrument, and kind of getting at the magic and the soul of the instrument too. You know, looking past the complexities of the mechanisms and kind of absorbing that into like how an instrument has a soul and how that soul can speak with yours to make something together.
And I want you, as you immerse yourself more into the piano sound, I want you to equate with humor, with a sense of wonder, how these tones can seem to replicate natural sounds, like a bullfrog. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even like what we said, like with the birds chirping, right? Sometimes it's water. And of course, sometimes
he's always a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Say he would talk about music with me. You know, his approach. He has a very unique approach to music, and he's always open to discussing it, and so I think I took that from him as it was one of those influences for sure. That kind of set me on the path that I've been following for the last 12 years, which has led me to being a performing musician. If I hadn't have done that, if I hadn't have found myself in that position and gotten to work with James and work at the piano store, I wouldn't be where I am now, doing what I am with music. So.
All right, let's rock it out. You ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just finish up. Hand on the B flat. Yeah, man. All right.
Yes, he's a very funny guy, and he's a lot of fun to visit with, and he is a very good friend and a very kind soul. But if you want to really be present and know what is going on and what James is trying to say to the world, you just need to listen to him play his music, because that's where it all is. I don't think I would have this much music in my life as an adult if it wasn't that this is James's mission on this planet. And it took me a while to understand this about James, but his mission on this planet is to bring the experience of creating live music, not just listening to live music, but creating live music to as many people as possible.
Entirely his own. That's the core of it, right? James has committed to doing something rather radical. Every note he performs is his, every piece, every moment. He doesn't play covers, he takes no requests. He's not Billy Joel's burnt-out piano man, some tinkling hack playing well-worn top 40 hits. He's an artist who's honed his voice on his chosen instrument, just like Miles Davis and his trumpet, or Charlie Parker and his saxophone, to the point where the lines between man and piano don't exist anymore when he plays. At what point do an artist and an instrument stop being separate? At what point do they combine in such a way that to have one without the other is emptiness? Well, James is there. He's committed his life to his art. He's still refining himself with the integrity and focus, from which meaning falls like rain from a cloud. And this lifelong practice has given him ultimate freedom. On the piano, nobody can tell him what to do. What he does, in his own words, I'm just trying to create some beauty in the moment for people. There's not enough of that.
That's why you need to edit.